I would like to welcome them for taking time out of their busy schedule and contributing in this session, which is on ideal bedroom, which has elicited such a wonderful response from the public that it was primarily because of this that we had to have the live feed on Facebook. So that way good engagement has happened, so we are so happy to inform this to you. People are joining back. Yeah, so I think we should start the proceedings. As you know, the theme is ideal bedroom, and 2020 has been such a year that a lot of businesses had to sort of disrupt their traditional way of marketing and sales, and achieve wonderful results. Mattresses industry is one of those sectors. So this is great news, and this will be a big learning experience for fellow players and also for the interested students in marketing and public, of course, that how this industry has sort of disrupted itself, riding on the digital footprint that has really helped it to reach out and make its presence felt. So we have a very high powered panel, I would say, where we have the CEO of Kurl-on, Ms. Jyothi Pradhan, and Mr. CVL, who is head of retail at Kurl-on, making the first presentation on healthy sleep. Then we have Mr. Manoj Sharma from Sleepwell Retail. So he will also touch some aspects and share his insights how the retailing part is changing and what are the takeaways. Then we have Dr. Deepak Shrivastava's presentation on sleep hygiene. So that's the agenda. So we would like to start with the first one, quick word on the presenters. Ms. Jyothi Pradhan is renowned for her ability to sort of entwine strategy and passion and deliver high impact results in the corporate environment. She is an engineer by training, and she has done her MS and MBA from California. She has a strong entrepreneurial background also. Now Mr. CVL Narayana is somebody who is an old hand in terms of the channel aspect of distribution in the mattress industry. Mattress Express and company owned and company operated stores have been some of his successful trophies, as I would say, where he has played a sterling role. So I would like to give the floor to Jyothi ji and Mr. CVL Narayana to start their presentation. Over to you.
Good evening, Mr. Rana, and thank you so much for having us We are excited to be part of the World Sleep Day, World Sleep Day celebrations, especially on the platform of the Kurl-on India Sleep Show. And it is exciting time, especially today, since a lot of people are spending more and more time at home. Home has become the haven that we are, is not just the four walls, but it gives us a chance to earn from home, learn from home, and to relax at home. So with this, Kurl-on in the mattress business, we have been pioneers in the sleep industry, especially in mattresses. And today, we are offering solutions in every aspect of sleep. Our products not only offer things like top of bed, hygiene products like mattress protectors, pillows, but we are leading the way with a complete solution of Sutha levitation beds and sleep aid monitors. Sleep today is all around health. And if you look at research clearly shows that there is a definite relationship between having a good night's rest and a wonderful lifestyle, especially with all the different things we are trying to do today. We need to have a well-rested body and a sharp, focused mind, both important parts of how you're able to cope throughout the day. With our fast-paced lives, it is very, very important for us to today have a wind-down bedtime routine that helps us calm our mind and relax our body. After all, when we have so much yet to accomplish, we must aspire to have a healthy, stress-free life. And that begins with a good night's sleep. From Kurl-on, our decades of research has helped us innovate new technologies and bring in sleep solutions for every age, every stage, every comfort, and every pocket. We offer handcrafted mattresses that are designed with specific technology that match each person's need. Over the years, we have built up our expertise, not only in product design, but also in innovation. Kurlopedic technology ensures complete body support. MSI technology uses spring cores for undisturbed sleep to your partner, and the Kurl-on straight technology gives us sag-free mattresses, which is a value offering for a great night's rest. What is also important is how your body is supported throughout the night. And when you toss and turn, you want to make sure that your product is not the reason for the tossing and turning. And Kurl-on over the years has built all these manufacturing in-house, being the only a company in the business, in the industry, where all our cores are manufactured by us. This gives us the confidence of ensuring that you are getting a great night's rest. Mr. Rana, do you want me to continue on, or do you have any specific questions you would like us to answer?
We would like to, listen to your presentation, your talk, and then the questions will automatically start pouring in towards the end of the session, and we will have the Q&A at the end. So please continue with your presentation.
Okay. Yeah. So during this pandemic, the much needed focus on mattress was brought in. A product like a mattress is something that we in India as a culture tend to forget how important it is as a part of our life. We spend 8 hours every night on a mattress. That's about 1/3 of our life on the bed. But with the pandemic coming in, it was with the learn from home, earn from home, and relax at home. People were spending 20 hours per day on the mattress. And this has brought in the much needed focus back into sleep, back into the mattresses. There was also a challenge. Mattress being a bulky product, it is a very unique product, because today when people want to buy an outfit, we spend 2 hours trying out our outfits, yet we barely use them for 2 months. And yet such an important product like a mattress, people barely touch it and feel it for 10-15 minutes, and they make a purchase, an investment in their health with just a short, in a very quick span of time. And we realized that this was an opportunity for us to go out and educate our consumer. So with this, I would like to share a short video showing our latest innovation, Kurl-on on wheels. This, are you able to see the video? Okay. So
yes, we are. Yeah.
This is basically a store on wheels that we can take into communities. And here you are able to look, touch, feel, experience all the sleep products and technology that Kurl-on has to offer. This mobile showroom has been taken care of with the highest hygiene requirements to make sure that you get a very safe experience, product experience at your doorstep. People can also look at some of our other products, like our wedge pillows. And these are a very unique product which offers you back support, especially when you're leaning against your bed and working. This has definitely helped consumers come out and experience the products, experience the brand, and bring the much needed focus to replace the mattress. It is also very interesting that in India, if we all work on a budget, right? All of us have a budget at home, and when a big ticket purchase comes in, it is always a choice. Do we want to spend it in the living room or a space that is shared by the entire family? Or do we want to share it on ourselves? So with this new focus coming back into the bedroom, we are seeing people spending many hours researching the products. Today's consumer, thanks to technology, has access to technology in the palm of their hands. And this has given rise to the education of the consumer to really look into depth about the products, about the technology, get a good understanding. And that has helped us all get a better night's sleep, and how throughout the night we can sleep healthy. I would now like to request my colleague, CVL, to please continue. CVL, you're on mute. We may be having some technology challenges. So since COVID is a time right now, some of the challenges that we have seen is how we manufacture the product. And this is something that has forced us to relook at all our processes to ensure the safest of the processes are followed during the manufacturing, so that there is no chance for any of the hygiene compromise at this time. I would now like to share another short video of what we're doing in our manufacturing to ensure that we have the product to your doorstep in the safest possible manner. Just a minute, let me just turn up the sound. So that's a little bit about our manufacturing. I see some participants here. Chat is open. I'd like to have some quick questions.
Give us a moment. We are yet to open the chat. We haven't asked them for questions, but we will immediately ask them so that it starts building right from now. We'll wait for rest of your presentation, and then the other speaker will come on, and then questions will be taken up at the end. I'm not sure if Kurl-on presentation is over or still some parts of it are left. I can't even see Jyothi and CVL on air. So what we will do, we'll take up the rest of the part, Okay, she's back.
I apologize.
Okay, it's okay.
I think some technology challenges here.
It's all right.
So I was going to say, I'd like to get some interaction going. It's very interesting how our lifestyles have changed. So just out of curiosity, I'd like to know here from the audience, what is the average number of hours you all sleep? And I'd like to see if people can share that in their chat boxes.
We don't have a large number of attendees in Zoom, room at this point of time. So
that's fine.
What we can do, I will ask my colleague Varun to, enable everybody, to speak for some time, and then the chat part will continue if we are able to, conduct.
If we have 3 data points, we have 3 data points. I think all of us are data points when we look at, when you're looking at how things are changing today. Our lifestyles have changed from, back in the day, maybe 100 years ago, before electricity was there. We used to rise and sleep with the sun. That's what the human body is being designed to do, right? But today, thanks to electricity, day feels like night, night feels like day, right? And this has definitely taken a toll on our sleep patterns. And as we go into the future, our children are using devices where I remember being young and we had specific screen time where people, as children, we were allowed maybe 1 or 2 hours of TV. And yet today, we have more number of devices than the number of people. We have more number of headphones than number of devices. So the entire stimulation of the senses that is happening is definitely taking a toll on us. And as we start trying to understand the depths of, what triggers sleep, what helps us sleep, it's going to be a fascinating journey. And the way our consumers today, the way our children and we ourselves use the mattress is also changing. It is a very interesting time to be. I was just doing a session last week. I was on a panel listening to students at MIT Pune, and we were looking at all the different generations and how each generation is very much associated with a certain mindset. Music in a baby boomer's generation was listening to a record player. In Gen X, it was listening to cassettes. Music was in cassettes and tapes. For millennials like me, our music we heard either on a CD, and then Gen Z started out with probably iPods and MP3 players, moved on to Spotify, and Gen Alpha, which is the generation of the future, they are consuming their content on devices like Alexa and Google Home. So these changes in technology over such a short period of time is changing our behavior every day in small, small steps. And yet, sleep is such a vast subject which we don't realize how it can impact us in the way we interact, in the way we think, in the way we move forward in life. Sleep is definitely showing a lot of importance now, which is why World Sleep Day is being celebrated all over the world. And it is up to us to get our downtimes. Our eyes need rest, our ears need rest. Make some time in your schedule just for yourself. Just listen to music the way it is supposed to be heard. Just experience the sounds of nature. Go take a walk. It is time for us to rethink our lifestyles. This really helps us create a wind down routine. And when you have a wind down routine at the end of the day, it helps your mind and body relax. And a relaxed body definitely gives you longer undisturbed sleep. And as we learn every day through all the research, I'm sure we will have many more ways of how we can sleep soundly, sleep healthy, and wake up fresh and wake up to happy mornings. I believe my colleague is having technical challenges on the technology side of things. So any questions? We have about 8 minutes left.
We had opened the chat box, but except a couple of responses to your query of how many hours you sleep, we don't see much engagement happening here. So we will wait for for rest of the session to build up and other speakers to make their presentation. So perhaps and in a while we will have more questions and you can respond to them.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you.
So that's it from us. So stay healthy, be safe, and let's curl on.
Absolutely. I would like now to invite Mr. Manoj Sharma from Sleepwell Retail. Mr. Sharma is, an experienced person from sales and marketing background. Again, an old hand at Sleepwell. Uh, I think he has some great insights, to offer to us, and let us know what is the best way. Based on those insights, what is the best way to choose the right mattress for a better sleep. So over to you, Mr. Sharma.
Thank you, Subhashi, and a very good afternoon to everyone. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank you for inviting me to sleep at the India Sleep Show 2021. It is indeed a pleasure to be a part of such a eminent panel that have spoken before me. I'll also begin by wishing everybody here a very relaxing, rejuvenating World Sleep Day. This is also the 14th World Sleep Day, which is getting celebrated today. It's a partnership of the vision of everyone present here today, which has come a long way in building the importance of quality sleep and in building the importance of various support and infrastructure which comes in to bring about that quality sleep. But we also all agree, and I'm sure everybody would be with me on this when I say this, that there is still a long way to go in terms of raising awareness on the importance of sleep and the importance of various sleep assisting devices that we heard during the course of the day today. Speakers before me have also wisely spoken on how sleep deprived people are, how the modern lifestyle is actually eroding the most crucial aspect of good health and well-being, and which is the quality of sleep. We heard about how sleep and respiratory care is important. We heard about the Society for Sleep Research, the kind of work that they are doing. We heard about the relationship with sleep and technology. We also heard a psychiatrist's view on sleep disorders. We heard about the harmonious home environment, which is necessary for a better sleep. We just heard about sleeping healthy. And now we come to the topic that has been given to me, is on choosing the right mattress for a blissful sleep, and its importance of going through the importance of going through the right process in choosing the right mattress. So while at Sleepwell, our products, our technologies, our services are best in class, but what we are really proud of is our ability to enable the customer to choose his right sleeping surface. And this emanates from our execution of actions that we do at our retail showrooms across the country, through our initiatives of Sleepwell at Home, meeting the customers at their homes, understanding their requirements in the environments of their home. I'll just shortly touch upon that. And also our understanding of what really is sleep all about. So we need to understand the importance of sleep. What is really sleep all about before we actually start building world-class products and services that we take out to the customer. So in our understanding, sleep is the natural condition of rest when eyes are closed and a mind and body are actually not active or fully conscious. It is very essential that it allows our body and mind to recharge. And of course, it leaves us refreshed and alert the next morning. It helps the body to remain healthy and starves of diseases. And it is like an eminent speaker before me had said, that it is studied that without enough sleep, our brain can actually not function to its full capacity. So why is then sleep so important? I'll just summarize it in 10 points. Sleep is said to keep our hearts healthy. Sleep is said to prevent cancer. Sleep is said to reduce our stress. Sleep is also said to reduce various injuries and inflammations in the body. Sleep makes us more alert in our day-to-day working. Sleep is said to bolster our memory. Sleep may help us lose weight. And some reason somebody gave me the other day was sleep helps us lose weight because we're actually not eating when we are sleeping. So if we sleep more, we eat less, and hence we can lose weight. But of course, there are medical reasons to that. The metabolism taken care of, and sleep does help us lose weight. Sleep or a short nap makes us smarter. Sleep is also said to reduce depression, and which is something which is emanating from our modern lifestyles, the stress that the modern lifestyle causes. And then sleep also helps the body to make repairs. So when we sleep for 7 to 8 hours, and if we are sleeping comfortably, the body is actually repairing itself of all the physical and mental abuses that it has gone through in the day because of our lifestyle, and it is ready to bounce back the next day. So in our understanding, when we look for designing our products and services, we broadly identified some actions that help us sleep, and we also identified some actions that keep us awake. And these are the inputs that we give to our customers when we encourage them to choose the right sleeping surface, which is the right mattress or the right pillow. We tell them that you need to be properly rehydrated to sleep better. We tell them that relaxation and exercises is necessary to sleep well. We tell them that if you spend outdoors as against indoors, your body does get tuned to the patterns of the sunrise and sunset. Hence, you can sleep well. We also encourage them to read a book and be away from screen devices. We tell them to have an early dinner or a light dinner, in fact, to sleep well. We tell them to avoid caffeine and alcohol at night. We tell them to go to bed and get up at the same time, so that just like the many other things that we do in terms of punctuality, this most important aspect of our well-being, which is sleep, also gets its due importance. And most importantly, we tell them how the importance of a comfortable mattress to the quality of sleep. In terms of things that one has to avoid, we tell them that if you're staying indoors too much and not moving out in the sun, it will disturb your sleep pattern. We tell them that at least when you're going to bed, that is the time to move away from stress and anxiety. Leave stress and anxiety for the next day. When you're going to bed, don't take the stress with you. Of course, we tell them to keep away from tablets and phones, because these are bright screen devices and they interfere with the body clock in terms of daylight and the sunset. We tell them to go to bed when they are exhausted after a day and not when they are fresh, so that they have the right the mood in terms of going to bed in the evening. We also encourage them to have the right environment in terms of the room temperature and the lighting in the room. Avoid televisions inside the bedroom. And of course, we tell them to avoid caffeine and alcohol at the time of going to bed. And most importantly, we at Sleep will tell them the poor quality of bedding or choosing a mattress that was erroneously bought is not something that you should continue to suffer from. And you must, first of all, choose the right sleeping surface with the right understanding of what you really need. And then you continue to enjoy blissful sleep if the sleeping surface has been chosen in the right manner. Somebody had just asked how many hours does one sleep? So we strongly recommend in all our interactions with our customers at the retail stores, on our various communication platforms, we say that from the newborn to the adult, the number of hours must be in the range of 12 to 18 hours for a newborn, and it gradually starts reducing it because the body's systems start getting stronger. We are more robust as individuals, but at least a minimum of 7 to 9 hours for an adult is very, very important for rejuvenating and being refreshed and remaining healthy. So what does really a good 8 hours of quality sleep does for us? So the cycle is very simple. If you sleep for 8 hours and if you sleep right, and at Sleepwell, we say that we understand that there is as much you can do about the modern lifestyle and the stresses that it brings. But then we enable our customers that whatever time that they are sleeping, they must sleep well. They must get good quality sleep. Because if you do that, then the next morning, your mood is a function of the sleep that you had the night before. How you behave with your family in the morning on the breakfast table, how you behave with your colleagues in the office. In fact, how you behave while you are driving on the roads, whether the incidences of road rage the irritability on the roads, that's a direct function of how you slept the night before. Your memory, your physical and mental strength, your emotional quotient, your intelligence quotient, all these are a direct function of the quality of sleep the night before. And hence, how one performs or how one achieves their dreams and successes in life, the level of motivation that one has is a function of the quality of sleep that they have. I would just like to touch upon the wellness triangle here, something which is extremely important for all of us if we are keen to achieve good health and well-being in our daily lives. A lot of talk on healthy nutrition is happening all around us, and it is something that the society has woken up to over the past few years. Eating right, eating organic, eating the right volume, eating at the right time. And of course, we've heard about this whole journey of people turning vegetarians, and now this new initiative of people turning vegan, where even dairy products are being avoided. It is of great benefit because people are now caring for themselves and caring for their health, and hence the importance of nutrition is coming about. But the wellness does not just rest on nutrition. The second most important aspect of wellness is our physical fitness. And we see the spurt of gyms all around us. We see the large number of people who are now getting increasingly conscious about their physical fitness. We have seen how people are now hiring personal trainers who would encourage them to remain fit. And at the same time, we're also seeing a very increasing trend of mental fitness, where people are moving towards meditation, moving away from digital devices for a certain period of time. Even moving away from the social media is the recent trends that we are hearing, because people are beginning to realize the sheer importance of mental relaxation in the overall fitness and wellness of their lives. But something which is of immense interest to all of us as the pioneers in building the importance of good quality sleep, it is the third pillar, which is the quality of sleep, which is now beginning and emerging. And seminars like this is something that is encouraging people to give equal importance to the aspect of sleep and what goes into sleeping well. How does one choose the right mattress? And this is the most important aspect. We've gone through a series of presentations about various devices which enable or which support to measure the quality of sleep. But what is most important is, in a survey, it was found that 92% of the people understood the importance of a mattress in a good night's sleep. They understood that a comfortable mattress, now the definition of comfortable does vary from person to person, and it should, because every individual is so very different. But they do realize that it is important to have a comfortable mattress for a blissful sleep. But at the same time, they also state that they don't really know how to choose the right sleeping surface. How do they choose the right mattress? The more people you talk to today, the more inputs, and the variety of inputs is mind-boggling in terms of how to choose the right mattress. Many a times it's fairly advanced, but most of the times it is fairly minimal, or it is fairly doubtful, or it is erratic. And that is what I would like to touch upon in terms of how to choose the right mattress. And the importance of this for a good night's sleep is so critical, because as consumers, there is no other product in our lives that we consume as we consume a mattress in a 24-hour period. Every individual sleeps for at least 7 to 8 hours a day. And every individual today, with this whole work from home environment which has come upon mankind, is spending a lot more time, in fact, probably 14 to 16 hours on the mattress itself. And hence, the sheer importance of buying the right mattress or choosing the right mattress is so critical. And this importance of the sleeping surface, hence, can hardly be overstated. We just heard about the importance of the bed. Yes, and our experiences also state that consumers are extremely excited when they have to choose the bed that they sleep on. The design, the material, the height, the dimensions of the bed, the aesthetics of the headboard, the storage space, etc., etc. But we've also seen that the amount of time that is spent by a consumer on the bed is so over in excess as compared to the amount of time that the customer spends to choose the right sleeping surface, which is the mattress. Invariably, the customer ends up buying a mattress which is placed on the bed at the time of retail, not realizing, and that's what we educate our consumers, not realizing that once you close your eyes, your body is interacting with the sleeping surface, and which is the mattress and which is the pillow. And that's where the maximum amount of time has to go, because that's the most important aspect of a blissful sleep, a quality sleep, and not really just the design and aesthetics of the environment. Because once you shut your eyes, those things start losing the level of importance, and the level of importance of the mattress and the pillow starts shooting up. We've also realized, and we've got feedback from customers, that invariably, if they have bought a mattress erroneously, and customers end up buying sleeping surfaces based on the recommendation of friends and family, based on the recommendation at the point of retail, even based on consumer schemes and discounting, which happens at the point of retail. But then none of those would continue for even one night once you've placed the mattress on your bed and you started sleeping on it. And if that mattress is not suitable to your body type, then it is an erroneous purchase, and people tend to continue to suffer with the poor quality of sleep because of that reason. So then what really is a right mattress? When we talk to our customers and when we address them and we try and understand what really are they looking for, we tell them that the right mattress is one that gives the right support to their body type. There can and is no one single mattress solution to every individual who walks into our stores. At Sleepwell, we encourage the customer to first understand the expectation that they have from the sleeping surface. It cannot be that one mattress which is placed on the bed is suitable for every customer who walks in on that day, because every human body type is so very different. Even with individuals of the same weight, the weight distribution in the body is so very different that it cannot be that one type of sleeping surface can be suitable to all individuals. People differ in age, people differ in weight, people differ in the sleeping postures, people differ in the preference of what they would like in a sleeping surface. And hence, a good mattress, a right mattress, is one that is suitable for that body type. Now, how does one identify that? We have had experiences where customers walking into the store, they see mattresses vertically stacked, and they start pressing the mattresses with their hands in terms of this one is soft, this one is hard, this one is semi-firm, and that's how they choose the mattress. Not realizing that that's not the way that they would actually end up using the mattress at home. You're not going to press the mattress when you take it home. You're actually going to put it on the bed and then experience it with your body. And that's exactly what we encourage customers to experience the mattress before they choose the mattress. The second most important aspect of a good mattress is the comfort that it is offering. So just like every body type requires a specific type of support, every body type also requires a very specific type of comfort. Comfort is important to enhance blood circulation through the night and to control the temperature. Heat does get trapped between the body and the mattress. You need to have technologies in the mattress which releases this heat, which allows a comfortable body and mattress temperature. You must have comfort layers, and today technologies have allowed us to build mattresses in various layers of foam that we provide the right balance of support and comfort, and also the right level of temperature control on the surface. Comfort is also related to health and hygiene. Mattresses must be treated, and in our case, in case of Sleepwell, we treat our mattresses with neem fresh technology. Now, mattress is one area, like I said, we use a mattress for almost 7 to 8 hours a night, and that is one surface that we are in contact with the most. If we are at one place for 7 to 8 hours, and all my friends in the medical fraternity would confirm that the human body continues to shed human cells, skin cells, all the time. And if you are parked at one place for 7 to 8 hours, you are dropping lakhs and lakhs of cells in one night on the mattress. Now there is cells on the mattress, which is human cells. There is body heat on the mattress. And then there is also perspiration, which is sweat. So there is moisture, there is heat, and then there is food in the form of human cells, a perfect breeding ground for fungus, dust mites, and bacteria. And this has been one of the major causes of the many causes of skin allergies and breathing disorders, is the presence of these elements in our sleeping surfaces. A customer must choose mattresses which offer the specific treatment which resists the breeding of fungus, dust mites, and bacteria. Most importantly, the right mattress also has to be one which falls in the budget of the customer and also matches the value in terms of the expectation that the customer has. An expensive mattress need not be the right mattress for an individual because, like I said, it depends on the age of the customer, it depends upon the weight of the customer, it depends on the sleeping preference of the customer. And I'll also cover a series of other aspects on which the right sleeping surface depends on in the following presentation. So then what really matters when you are going about choosing the right mattress? We talk to the customer and we say that, what is your bed height? Bed height has a direct bearing on the thickness of the mattress. Now, in time, the bed height have changed because of designer beds or because of other requirements that the customer keeps giving to the furniture manufacturer. The bed height is also a function of the height of the individual. The ease of getting up and getting off the bed also determines the height of the mattress. Sleepwell recently initiated a very important initiative, which we call the Sleepwell at Home service, where we are educating the customers that you need to choose the mattress in the environments of your home, because that's exactly the place where you are going to use that product. Allow our sleep experts who are trained to understand not just your requirement, but also the environment in which the mattress is going to be used to come to your homes, and we'll be able to guide you with choosing the right sleeping surface. The bed dimensions is extremely critical in choosing the right mattress. Just like there is no one mattress suitable for all individuals, there cannot be one mattress suitable for all bed types. Bed dimensions are different, and hence a mattress must get customized to the right fit to the bed for you to get the right blissful sleep. If the bed is a storage bed, that also determines the weight of the mattress that you're going to buy, if the bed is going to be frequently opened or shut for accessing underneath the bed. You may also decide to buy a mattress in pair in case of a storage bed for convenience. There would be headboard side storage in a bed. That also determines the height of thickness of the mattress that you're going to buy. Like I said, there are no single or generalized solutions to mattresses. They can never be. And that's where most of the errors are committed by individuals, is they buy generalized beds, assuming that one mattress is good for all. It is not, can never be, and shall never be in future also. Because like I said, every individual is different. When we meet our customers, we ask them, who is the individual who's going to use this mattress? What is his weight and the weight dispersion like in the body type? Only then do we recommend a firm mattress or a medium firm mattress or a plush mattress. The sleeping posture is extremely important. If the person is a side sleeper, then the mattress recommendation is totally different as against a person who is sleeping on the stomach, or as against a person who sleeps on the back. Another most important aspect of choosing the right mattress is understanding the usage of this or the preference of the spouse who's also going to use the mattress. Often we've seen that customers end up buying a mattress where only the husband visits the store. And often sometimes also the wives visit the store and they choose the mattress probably purely on aesthetics than on functionality. We recommend customers by understanding the body and the weight distribution, the sleeping postures, and the expectation from a sleeping surface of the individual who is going to use the mattress. Only then do we recommend a mattress. It's probably one has the best of technologies to make the right sleeping surfaces. But what is critical to, and that is the direction that all of us who are encouraging good quality sleep need to take, is to enable the customer to choose a sleeping surface which is best suited for himself. And that's where all the hard work needs to be done from here onwards. Often we've seen that the son comes to our stores to buy a mattress for their elderly parents. Invariably, that's going to be a decision which will end up in an error, because the expectation of the elderly from a sleeping surface is so very different than the expectation from a youngsters from a sleeping surface. And hence, that interferes in the quality of sleep of the elderly. The usage of the mattress, like we discussed in our sessions in the morning, has changed and has changed significantly in the last 12 to 14 months, primarily because of the work from home culture. We are using the mattress for purposes beyond sleep. We are sitting on them, we are working on the laptops for long hours. Now, this also is a very specific and a customer specific individual requirement. And this changes the whole dialogue between the customer and Sleepwell, where we are recommending the mattress now understanding this new or emerging requirement of the customer. Another most important element of good quality sleep and choosing not just the right mattress is choosing the right pillow with the right mattress. And this is something which is often ignored or sidelined. Customers end up saying that we have our old pillows and we'll continue using them because we are very comfortable with them. And that's where we stop them, and we recommend that every sleeping surface relates to the body type. But at the same time, the head to the shoulder ratio of an individual, and each individual is so very different. And the dynamics of the firmness or the plushness of the mattress changes that significantly. Because if you're sleeping on a firmer surface, your head must, or the spine, or the neck must get aligned to your sleep to your sleeping posture. If you are sleeping on a firmer surface and you've used a low height pillow, your head is going to tilt downwards. And if you're sleeping on a plush surface, you've used a high height pillow, then your body is going to actually sink into the mattress comfortably, but your neck and head is going to be extremely uncomfortable at a totally different angle. So we encourage our customers to choose a mattress along with the right pillow when they buy the mattress. We just talked about the neem fresh and the importance of prevention of fungus, dust mites, and bacteria, because this is one area that we are using the most and especially now with the work from home culture. And hence the treatment such as the neem fresh is extremely important when we choose this right sleeping surface. In the end, we talked about the importance of sleep and how it is so very critical with the advancement of the work from home culture, the extra working hours that one does, the lack of physical exercise, the consumption of chemicals and junk food, etc., etc., etc. The importance of sleep can hardly be overstated. We also talked about the wellness triangle in our lives, where while nutrition is gaining traction and people are getting excited about eating right, and people are also excited about their physical fitness and the mental aspect of being healthy, the importance of sleep is also gaining traction, and that's our responsibility to complete the wellness triangle. We also discussed about the importance of mattress and the pillow in quality of sleep, and the importance that there is no one mattress that suits all, that it is the sleeping surface, the mattress and the pillow, which is so much more important than the other aspects of the bedroom, which tends to reduce in terms of importance as the moment we shut our eyes and we are trying to sleep. We talked about how a good quality sleeping surface can be chosen only by optimizing the balance of comfort, and support, which is different, which is very personal, very individual, and that can actually make or break your efforts to sleep properly or achieve the right quality of sleep in our lives. In the end, I would just like to use a quote of a Greek philosopher, Homer, who said that there is always time for many words. And let me say either a wisdom or otherwise, but there should always be time for sleep. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sharma. Wonderful presentation. It covered almost the entire spectrum, what goes into, designing and sort of pushing the right product to the last mile, even to the homes of the consumer. I mean, wonderful. Kurl-on talked about mobile vans, but you are going even a step further. You are going into the houses and making them experience it. Wonderful. Now moving on to the next presentation. This is a presentation on sleep hygiene by Professor Dr. Deepak Shrivastava. This is a recorded presentation because of time zone issues. Dr. Shrivastava is not available with us right now. We will play this and Dr. Ravi Gupta will be taking up the questions on his behalf. So Varun, can we play it?
Welcome to the last lecture of the day. I'm going to speak about the sleep hygiene and the physiologic principles behind it. My name is Deepak Shrivastava. I'm a sleep physician. So William Shakespeare said, "O sleep, O gentle sleep, nature's soft nurse, how have I frightened you that you no more will weigh my eyelids down and steep my senses in forgetfulness." Clearly, back in 1600, insomnia was a problem, and obviously sleep hygiene had the same value back then, which is now today that we are going to talk about. So this problem is historical and nothing new, but still we do not have 100% answer to deal with this problem. So what is sleep hygiene? If you Google, there are so many hits and everybody is trying to tell us something about how to improve our sleep. But we need a little more explanation, a little more education to be convinced that indeed the practice of sleep hygiene is fruitful and will conducive to be good health and good sleep. So by way of the definition, it's a simple recommendation that may influence, length, and improve the quality of sleep by modification of habits, behaviors, and environmental conditions so that we can sleep peacefully and feel rested and will have better health as a result. This is an important picture if we have to understand sleep hygiene fully. This is a road map of one night of sleep, and in the sleep language it is called a hypnogram. Hypno means night times sleep, and gram is like cardiogram, so a drawing. So we should spend just 30 seconds to review this. So let's say these are 4 stages of sleep here. So wakefulness, and then REM sleep, and 3 types of non-REM sleep, and 1 which is the stage of drowsiness, about 5% of our total sleep time, and 2 is the major period of the sleep when we are dissociated with the environment, and that constitutes about 50% of total sleep time. And then the N3 sleep, or the delta wave sleep or slow wave sleep, this is the restorative sleep, which actually provides recovery of the physical and mental well-being. The REM sleep, which is the rapid eye movement sleep, cycles approximately 4 to 5 or sometimes more every night, with the progressively prolonging periods. And then this is interposed by awakenings, either by way of turning or waking up for some known or unknown reason. And here is the number of hours of approximately 9 hours of sleep. So we'll work with this hypnogram because this helps us understand that what this sleep hygiene is and how we can manipulate it to have a normal hypnogram in our own life. So this is the N3 sleep that we just talked about, the restorative sleep. And the purpose of this sleep is here that you can see that this is falling in the first half of the night. So first half of the night sleep can be very important in terms of getting full rest. As the night goes on, you will see a small amount of sometimes N3 sleep, but by and large, this is dominated by the REM sleep or the rapid eye movement sleep, where we dream, etc. And latest theory is, amongst many others, that during this sleep, whatever learning that we had during the daytime is transferred from the short-term memory to the long-term memory for later reproduction. So it becomes very, very important to have both non-REM and REM sleep during one full night. So what are some of the indicators of poor sleep hygiene? Disturbed sleep. So somebody is waking up so many times and just cannot stay asleep. Excessive daytime sleepiness. So despite the fact that they were in bed for 8 hours, 6 hours, but they are still very sleepy during the daytime, unable to concentrate, etc. Or increased sleep latency. That means then when they go to the bed, they lay down there and they are still awake and not sleeping. Nocturnal awakenings, and you can see the hypnogram here. One on the bottom is an elderly person as opposed to a young person. The young person hypnogram is a normal hypnogram we just saw in the previous slide. But you can see that there are so many transitions of staging of the sleep. This person continues to stay awake a lot of the time. Obviously, he is going to be sleepy during the daytime. Similarly, as he's been awake all night, he will be sleepy throughout the day. But that's the normal development of an elderly age-related sleep. However, this can happen much earlier, even before one gets older, because of the poor sleep hygiene. Smoking has significant impact on poor sleep hygiene. Drinking alcohol is both. It causes poor sleep hygiene, and people try alcohol and other drugs in order to improve their sleep, because sometimes makes you feel sleepier and puts you to sleep earlier, and we will see some slides here. Drinking caffeine so soon before the bedtime. You know, caffeine is a stimulant, so once you have a stimulant in the body, the sleep is going to be difficult to get to. A stressful lifestyle, I don't have to say much about that, and the insomnia and poor sleep hygiene, and of course irregular sleep-wake schedule. And we'll talk a little more about that. The sleep hygiene has been proven by scientific studies that as a single intervention, it can improve the quality of the sleep. And you don't have to rely on medications in order to improve your sleep, so stay away from those sleeping pills. The sleep hygiene can give us healthier sleep without the medication, tolerance, side effects, and dependency on the medications. And it has been studied that sleep hygiene gives us better quality of sleep when it is compared against the medication-induced sleep. So there are 4 components of the sleep hygiene. The personal behavior changes that you can see here in this cartoon. Gentleman here has the laptop here and cell phone. You know, the light that comes out of these screens is a very profound mover of the circadian rhythm, and can make your brain actually feel like it's the daytime when it's nighttime. Environmental controls, if you don't have a nice environment in order to sleep. And earlier in this conference, you have heard a lot about the sleep environment and the quality of the bed and the mattress and the pillow, etc. That provides a very nice environment, comfortable and safe, that will be conducive to good quality sleep. dietary improvement, which not most of us tend to follow, fast food, etc., which causes more problems other than just gaining weight, this has to be addressed, in order to have good sleep quality. And exercise is extremely important, which is not that common. And a lot of people around the world are not exercising and have obesity, both of which lead to poor sleep hygiene and have to be addressed as part of the program. I like to show this slide here because this is also another area of the basic science that affects us on daily basis. Every 24 hours we go through this, and I want to bring your attention to this sleep load or sleep pressure or sleep homeostatic drive. So once we wake up in the morning, right from that point on, the propensity to sleep continues to increase, and to the point that around 9-10 o'clock, variably from one person to the other, the sleep pressure or sleep load becomes so high that we cannot stay awake any longer and fall asleep. And then the sleep pressure begins to go down. So this is sleep homeostatic process that we have some control on by way of good sleep. And now there is a natural process, or which is inbuilt process, which is called the circadian rhythm process. This signal begins to rise, and we have wakefulness or alertness signal that continues to counteract the sleep pressure and keeps us awake. And at some point, this signal begins to go down, and then we feel sleepy. And then because the alerting signal is going down, it allows us to sleep comfortably. And our daytime level of alertness is a balance between these two forces, one which is trying to push us to sleep and other which is trying to wake us up and keep us alert. The important point here is that we have lot of control on this homeostatic drive by way of controlling our sleep and good sleep quality. However, we do not have or have very little control on this circadian alerting signal. Just like we know that here at this point where we are falling asleep, we cannot call the sleep on. We can get into the bed, but we will not fall asleep. It will come whenever it has to. However, because it's a 24-hour cycle, somewhere we know that we can make a difference, and that difference is if you control your wake time, and we'll talk about those strategic plans that we do. But controlling your wake time and making it regular makes the big difference, and you can control the circadian rhythms also in order to have a very nice balance of wide awake, brilliant alertness during the daytime, and calm and quiet and comfortable and restorative sleep during the nighttime. So let's talk about behavior modification, and we'll talk about 14-15 rules very quickly. Have a regular schedule. I just said go to bed and wake up at the same time. The more you do it, the better sleep gets, and regardless of the day of the week. So weekend parties and staying up night and giving yourself a sleep-in treat should be avoided, and that helps. The scientific principle behind that is the circadian rhythm that gets offset with this irregular schedule we just saw in the last slide, and that causes insomnia or sleepiness at the inappropriate times for obvious reason. Sleep deprivation or abrupt awakenings during the night can cause a rise in the stress hormone cortisol, which also promotes wakefulness. So again, anything that will lead to stress and then therefore release of the stress hormone cortisol will perpetuate wakefulness. So we have to be very, very careful in terms of our scheduling, and this is 100% our own behavior modification, our own behavior motivation. Second rule, have a relaxing pre-sleep routine. We know that if we are anxious, worried, excited, we cannot fall asleep. So you have to have your own routine that relaxes you. It could be reading a book, praying, meditating, whatever it could be. It relaxes you and resolves any worries before the bedtime, and that worry actually causes through the brain and the areas called hypothalamus to pituitary gland in the brain, and they start secreting the chemicals which finally lead to the same hormone that we were talking about a minute ago, the cortisol, and other stress hormones release, which promotes wakefulness. So during sleep, high levels of these hormones inhibits slow wave sleep also. So not only it keeps you awake, but when you fall asleep, you will not have that N3 restorative sleep, which gives us a sense of well-being for our physical and mental health. Bedroom should only be used for sleep or intimacy. So don't eat, don't watch TV or read or take work to the bed, because the bed has to be associated with signal, and that bond, the strength of the signal between the bed and the sleep should be very, very strong to perpetuate sleep. Well, when you have so many signals going with different activities, the sleep signal gets weaker because it is now divided into so many activities, and then it does not give you a sleep. So this conditioning response to identify the bed and the bedroom with sleep has to be fostered and practiced. Rule 4, limit the time spent awake in the bed. So once you are in the bed, if you're not falling asleep, get out of the bed until you fall asleep. So 10-15 minutes, you get a sense, I'm not going to be able to fall asleep, get out of the bed, go to the family room, do something mundane, routine activity, and then you will feel sleepy. Then when you feel sleepy, go back to bed. And same thing applies in the morning. Don't stay in the bed after you are awake. Scientific principle is paradoxical intention. We all know that the morning you have to catch a train or airline flight, you are much more sleepier than the other nights. It's called paradoxical intention. Man proposes, God disposes, I guess came from there. So harder you try to sleep, farther away the sleep gets from you. So you don't have to push yourself. Avoid daytime naps. Naps do the same thing. If you are taking a power nap, 10, 15, 20 minutes, that's fine, because then at the most you will go to N1 or N2 sleep. The moment you go in about 30 minutes time in the N3 sleep, it offsets your circadian rhythm, and then it will cause sleep inertia, and you will have problem falling asleep in the night. So just have enough nap that will retain your alertness during the daytime. And avoid napping 6 to 8 hours prior to sleep. Long naps can get you into N3 sleep, as I just said then, and arousal threshold is very high after N3 sleep. Once you are there, and waking is difficult. And of course, since you have used up some of your N3 sleep during the daytime, you don't have enough percentage from the quota of 20% or so of N3 sleep at the nighttime. So then nighttime sleep also becomes less restful and less restorative. The bedroom should be dim lighting and something comfortable, something nice that regardless of the resources, one can have a comfortable setting created so that it is more conducive to sleep. The cool temperatures tend to put us to sleep as opposed to really hot room. Too much cold, of course, is going to be uncomfortable, but temperature on a cooler side with a light blanket or something is more conducive to sleep. Loud noises, I don't have to say anything, but these loud noises sometimes cannot be avoided because you live in an area, there is traffic going by, etc. And some white noise machines, and now even cell phones have apps that you can have some sound to counteract and offset the ambience loud sounds so that you can go to sleep peacefully. Allergens in people who are susceptible to allergies causes sneezing, sniffling, coughing, and that is very disruptive to sleep, and many times it is an ignored area during the sleep history of insomnia. At least it's extremely important to think about that. Dietary implications: avoid caffeine 6 to 8 hours before sleep. As I said, why? Because there is a chemical in the body, in the brain, which is called adenosine, that promotes sleep, and caffeine is an adenosine antagonist. That means it antagonizes the sleep-inducing effect of the adenosine. Caffeine in any form, there are a lot of products actually other than coffee where there is caffeine in it, and you really need to know what you are consuming and how much caffeine is there. Here is a hypnogram. You are familiar with this kind of picture. Here is the placebo. You can see the hypnogram. Person has few awakenings, but not by and large normal looking hypnogram. Here is 300 milligrams of caffeine. If you drink coffee, you know that average cup of coffee may have 50 to 70, depending on the brew and how long and brand, etc. caffeine. So this is 5 or 6 cups of coffee for this person. Of course, you can see he's awake, he's trying to get to sleep, cannot fall asleep, so he has problem with that. Then finally he gets sleep hour and a half later, little bit of N3 sleep, and then he keeps waking up throughout the night, and then he goes to N2 sleep. So a lot of N1 sleep, lot of N2 sleep, that is superficial sleep, so he's just scratching the surface, and then somewhere middle of the night or so, or a little later, he wakes up and is like bright awake rest of the night. This person will be very, very tired in the morning. So watch out for this caffeine-related insomnia and problem. And this is what I show to my patients as well. Alcohol 3 to 5 hours before sleep. What alcohol will do? It is a CNS depressant, so it's like taking some kind of sedation pill. It does help the sleep onset. So here in the orange is the alcohol and white is the normal. So these two graphs, hypnograms, are superimposed on each other. You can see that the alcohol is going to put somebody to sleep very, very quickly, and they are in sleep in the first half of the night, and second of the half night there is no significant REM sleep in the first half. Second half sleep maybe rebound, or maybe it will cause alcohol withdrawal related problems. So sleep becomes very, very fragmented, and then of course the rest of the day, next day, one would be extremely sleepy during the daytime. It also increases the incidence of myoclonus. These are the muscle twitches that will wake you up, and even if you are not visibly awake, your behavior is sleep, but your EEG, the brain waves, will show that there is arousal. So clearly alcohol causes and influences the sleep in many ways than just one. The other part of the alcohol is that it is a myorelaxant, so it causes the muscle tone to go down, and people who tend to have narrow airway and a collapsible airway, they develop snoring and obstructive sleep apnea. If they have obstructive sleep apnea, it tends to get worse. Smoking has a dual effect. Nicotine prior to sleep, it does increase the wakefulness. It does actually relax people when they are smoking, because I guess it takes care of the anxiety or whatever it does, but people are relaxed, but then wakefulness is increased during the daytime. As most of you know, that nicotine is also a risk factor for developing obstructive sleep apnea. So nicotine stimulates the serotonin neuron, which is a chemical in the brain that is related to sleep. And these serotonin nerve fibers fire rapidly during the wakefulness. Then their firing rate in the brain decreases in the slow wave sleep, and they are very quiet during the REM sleep. But when the person uses nicotine, these fibers don't slow down. They continue to firing at a higher than normal rate, and obviously the REM sleep and the slow wave sleep will be reduced, and one will not get the benefit of those stages of sleep. One definitely being poor quality sleep and daytime sleepiness. It's very hard to sleep on the empty stomach. So if you eat your dinner early on, have a light snack prior to sleep, a glass of milk could do, or something lighter, because hunger can disrupt the sleep. Avoid large meals because it can cause gastroesophageal reflux and disrupt sleep. Avoid sugars and caffeines for the obvious reason that we talked about. A small amount of right food stabilizes the blood sugar. This is very important to understand. And here in this cartoon, you can see the healthy food there. But there is a very important hormone in the body, which is called glucagon. And glucagon's business is to come out and take care of the low blood sugar, because at nighttime you're not eating, so glucagon has to be available in order to come out and counteract the hypoglycemia that could be dangerous. So then if you have a snack before the nighttime, at least you don't have the empty stomach, this will help you preserve the glucagon, and it will be available against any episodes of hypoglycemia, and also it's very important action on the fat metabolism. Exercise must be a routine. Unfortunately, as I said, not many people do regular exercises. Only a small percentage of the general population is involved in some regular exercises. But it should be done as a routine, and it's very important to keep all the rhythms of the body in sync with the exercise. However, heavy exercise should not be done 3 to 5 hours before the sleep, because exercise, as we all know, increases the total body, the core body temperature, and with the high body temperature, sleep is not forthcoming, because sleep actually comes at the falling limb of core body temperature. So if you took a hot shower and allow the temperature to drop, or had a warm glass of milk and now the core temperature is dropping, the sleep is likely to ride over that dropping temperature limb. So that's the underlying principle of not doing heavy exercise close to the sleep time, and then have a cool dropping temperature room, and your core body temperature efforts like hot shower or a glass of hot milk in order to induce sleep in natural form. Exercise also stimulates the epinephrine, adrenaline, if you will, old name, a hormone that creates a sense of happiness and excitement. Of course, happiness and excitement is good when you are awake, but not that good when you are trying to fall asleep. There are practices which is called things like stimulus control. We'll go to bed only when sleepy. We have reviewed almost all of them which are listed here. So let's not repeat that, and I'll just quickly look at if there is something that I want to make a point here about that. Avoid a visible bedroom clock when lighted dull. So if you keep looking at the time, what time it is, I'm still awake, it creates major anxiety, and then night after night it builds up, and all you develop is insomnia because of that conditioning response that develops. If you have some worries, deal with that before bedtime. Review your next day, what you are going to do. If there are something bothering you, write down on a piece of paper, etc., earlier in the evening, so that close to the bedtime you don't have any issues to deal with. Relaxation training is important. It's not as effective as sleep restriction, but nevertheless it works. More useful for younger people than the older adults, and basically engage in any activity that you find relaxing shortly before the bed or while in the bed. So listening to the music, muscle relaxation exercise, looking at pleasant images, things like that. Can sleep hygiene therapy fail? Yes, it has limitations and must be addressed. All those limitations must be addressed prior to initiating the therapy. Insomnia and disturbance in the sleep cycle has to be identified before initiating sleep hygiene, and deconditioning of the patient in sense of if they had a traumatic event and they are thinking of it and it brings them the memories, and they will develop insomnia. So that will require deep evaluation and psychoactive treatments and therapies that we'll talk about in the next couple of slides. Comorbid conditions are very important to be known. Anxiety or depression, if they are coexistent, must be treated. Medical conditions have to be managed and treated well. Anybody who is using drugs and other substances or have acute psychosocial stressors, they have to have additional help, because these are the conditions when sleep hygiene will probably not work as it should. And these patients will often tell the physician that whatever you are telling me, I'm not going to be able to follow it because I'm so stressed. So interventions are encouragement and cognitive behavior therapy, which is pretty much educating the patient on components of the sleep, and alternate therapies like stimulus control, sleep restriction, relaxation, cognitive teaching, and drug therapy. These are specialized treatment that are given by the sleep therapist, psychologists, and psychiatrists. There are also therapies like cognitive behavior therapy, which are available now online that can be used. So the cognitive behavior therapy in the last 2 minutes is that people have emotional distress and dysfunctional cognition. They think if I don't sleep, I'm going to die, and that's what their belief is. Or they have some unrealistic sleep expectation that I have to have 8 hours of sleep every night in order to feel better. Or misconception about the causes of poor sleep because they believe that, oh, this is some kind of chemical imbalance that I have. Misattributions that chronic lack of sleep is going to have something really bad happen to me. Those kind of worries and misattributions, etc., have to be changed, and by way of cognitive behavior therapy. And it is well documented science now at this point that it works very, very well. Performance anxiety, helplessness, and they just don't like the unpredictability of the sleep. One night they will sleep, other night they will not. So all of these bear a lot of weight on their development of insomnia and behavior. And then at the end of the day, there is poor sleep, and then they have bad results. So there are a variety of restructuring techniques described here, and we don't have time to review it at this time, but nevertheless, these are all time-tested and scientifically tested techniques which work. There are many other methods here listed, which are part of the supportive and psychotherapy and cognitive therapy methods of treating patients, and they work at the different levels of insomnia. Here are listed as predisposing factors, which are the base of the insomnia, and then precipitating factors that starts the symptoms of manifestation of insomnia, and the perpetuating factors are the one which cause insomnia off and on. And then there are ways to deal with those situations depending on where the source of insomnia is. And in most situations, all these 3 levels have to be addressed. So in summary, we have to really care about our homeostatic drive, the sleep pressure, the sleep load that puts us to sleep. So avoid the naps and etc., all the items that we talked about here, improving the homeostatic drive. We can control our circadian drive by a regular sleep-wake schedule, avoiding the bright light, which actually moves, avoiding the light coming out of the screens, electronic gadgets, that makes our brain think that this is the daytime, moves our circadian rhythm, or exposure to sunlight in the morning so that our circadian cycle resets itself every 24 hours. Pharmaceuticals, when used and abused, have significant effect that we reviewed, and prevent the nighttime arousal. So don't look at the watch, don't do strenuous exercise, have a nice comfortable bedroom, and set aside worry time. So with that, I would like to close approximately a couple of minutes over my time, but thank you so much for listening, and have a good sleep tonight.
Yeah, so with that, the presentations are complete. We will now move to attendee poll. We are launching it right now, And the chat window for putting forth your questions to the speakers is also open. Kindly submit your questions. So this is the poll. Please record your responses while I paste the questions that I have received in the chat window for Dr. Ravi Gupta and Mr. Manoj Sharma and Ms. Jyothi Pradhan, if she is there. So take few minutes to complete the poll and also send in your questions. The panelists may have a look, the speakers may have a look at the questions. We have only 42% people responding to the poll. The others are requested to kindly join in and respond. Thank you. Alright, so let's end the poll now, Varun, and display the results. We have Dr. Ravi Gupta. He may like to comment on the poll and the responses we have received, and if he could enlighten the audience, and after that we will move to the Q&A. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you, Mr. Subhash, and I can see
Dr. Ravi Gupta, please.
here. So for the first question, yes, the answer should be all of the above, because say if a person is having poor sleep hygiene, then the person will not be able to enjoy the normal sleep, and that will interfere with all the different kinds of nighttime sleep as well as the person would be having the symptoms during the daytime. So the people who have responded to all of the above, they are correct. Regarding second question of the sleep hygiene, the option 3 is actually correct. First option is yes, okay, it's one of the part of the sleep hygiene, but the foremost and most important part of the sleep hygiene is the promotion of the regular sleep. Mr. Rana, do we have the questions beyond these two questions? Please unmute yourself.
There are many questions.
Yep.
I'm going to highlight these, which are for you. Just a moment. Can you see the highlighted part?
No, okay, yeah.
Okay.
So then third is what are the circadian rhythms? Yes, the people who have, most of the people are correct that the circadian rhythm is basically regulated by a hormone which is known as melatonin that is secreted by the pineal gland, and these are basically governed by one of the part in the brain that is known as suprachiasmatic nucleus, and that is the master circadian clock in the body, and it actually gives us the timing regarding when to fall asleep and when to stay awake. Now, coming to the fourth question regarding the effect of alcohol. Yes, the second answer is wrong. That alcohol does not increases the melatonin and does not facilitate the sleep by increasing the melatonin. So all the other three responses that it reduces the overall quality, it makes us easier to fall asleep and causes the REM rebound are correct. So the people who have mentioned the second response as correct, they are correct. And yes, most of the people are again correct for the item 5. And the high intensity exercise should be avoided in the evening just before you go to the bed, because actually that increases the alertness and gives you a sense of pleasure and delays your time to fall asleep.
All right, so that completes the poll aspect. So we can now move on to the Q&A. Dr. Gupta, if you look at the chat window, you will find some questions.
In the chat box, I really don't see any question.
Well, you will find I have highlighted some questions in blue color. Just a moment. Just a moment.
Yeah.
So these are addressed to Dr. Deepak Shrivastava.
Unfortunately, Subhashji, still I'm not able to see any of the question in the chat box.
Okay, what I will do, I will just copy and paste them again. Maybe this has moved up. Just a sec. Varun, can you paste these questions again?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you. Done? I'm not able to see this. Have you done that, Varun?
Vaji, is it possible that somebody can read it?
Yes, yes, I will do that myself.
Yeah.
Well, the question is, first question is sleep problem at night even after hard work in the day. This is one. Second is how to get proper sleep and stop thinking about other things. And next is it okay if I work till 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning without sleeping and also using my mobile phone?
Okay.
Does it affect?
Let me answer these three questions.
Okay.
Well, first, it is better that you follow the schedule and the routine that you are designed for. Mother Nature has designed us to fall asleep after the dusk and to wake up well before the dawn. So, if you are reversing your schedule, then it is not good. And you are exposed to number of other problems, and you are at risk of developing number of other problems. For example, the heart attack, the high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, obesity, to name a few. Regarding the first question, that if a person is not able to sleep well even after the hard work, then there is some trouble with the sleep, and the person should get in touch with a sleep specialist.
Okay. There is a student who is asking what should be the environment to sleep in a hostel?
Well, it's a really difficult question. I totally agree that the hostel environment is not very conducive to the sleep. So, I mean, what I can suggest that probably in a group they can take some kind of decision so as to reduce the noise at least after 10 p.m. so that the people who are early sleepers, they can go to sleep, and the people who want to study, they can study. That's all I can say. But in any case, by the scientific data, we do not approve that the person should stay awake till late in the night.
Right, sir. So these were the questions for you. For Mr. Manoj Sharma, we have two questions. One says, how are you improving in-store experience for walk-in customers? And the second question is your industry using AI in customer counseling for helping them select an optimum mattress? Is India ready for such analytics?
Yes, thank you, Suvaji. So to answer the first question as to what are we doing to improve in-store customer experience. So I would answer that by saying that if you'd recall about a few, maybe 8 to 10 years ago, the way the mattresses were sold was purely in some corner of the store. It was a furnishing store or a furniture store, curtains store, whereas some mattresses were parked in some remote corner, stacked vertically, and a customer was expected to choose a mattress simply by probably pressing the mattress and asking for a price and discount, and that was really the end of the entire buying process. What at Sleepwell we have done is that we have changed that and changed the entire experience of buying the mattress through our Sleepwell worlds and galleries across the country, where it is not just the products displayed on the bed, where the customer is encouraged to lie down on them. Like I mentioned in my presentation, that's the best way to choose the mattress is to actually lie down at the time of purchase and experience the various sleeping surfaces and how they are behaving with the body. But we are also continuously training our dealers and the dealer staff in terms of first understanding the importance of sleep, B, understanding the technologies that Sleepwell has provided in each of its mattress. And like I had mentioned, that there is no one mattress that suits all. So there is a large variety of mattresses that we offer. The technology has an end consumer benefit. We have to first understand the consumer expectation and need, and only then recommend the right sleeping surface. So that's something that we are doing at the point of retail. Apart from that, we are also educating our sales teams to continuously monitor, because training is not a one-time effort. Like I had said, it's probably easier to make great mattresses, but extremely difficult to communicate and present them to the user to choose the one that is best suited for that individual. And that's the journey that we are doing, not just by pure aesthetics at the point of retail, by the brilliance of the Sleepwell worlds and galleries across the country, but also the qualitative interaction between the customer, the product, and the advisor at the store, who will be able to guide the customer to choose the right sleeping surface. On the industry being ready to use AI, the artificial intelligence, absolutely. No industry is able to ignore this important aspect of emerging technology. And at Sleepwell, we are working on it, and we are working on it to not make it very difficult for the customer, because the most important thing that we have realized today is a customer is not finding it easy to choose his right mattress. And we are working with our AI teams to bring out a concept where a customer goes through a journey using the various AI tools available conveniently, simply, comfortably, easily, to arrive at the right mattress from the plethora of mattresses that we offer to the customer today, so that he can choose the right mattress. Most certainly, we are shortly going to introduce AI at our showrooms across the country.
Thank you for your answers. We have 2 questions for the Kurl-on team also, but I don't see either Jyothi ji or Mr. Narayana here, so I will give them a go. I think there is one more question. Just a sec. Mr. Manoj, does Sleepwell provide mattresses for lower back problems also?
So Sleepwell does have a very robust back support range, which is specifically designed for customers who have a precondition of a back problem. Typically, a back problem would be weak back muscles, and because of which there are frequent spasms, which are caused various reasons. It could be lifestyle reasons, it could be health reasons, it could be any other accidental reason for these issues. So such an individual would ideally need a sleeping surface which is firm, where the muscles do not have to take the load of the body while tossing, turning, getting up, getting off, sitting, sleeping, and at the same time should not be so firm that it is uncomfortable to sleep on. And that's the Sleepwell back support range that we offer at various price points, using state-of-the-art materials, ranging from spring to firm mattresses, hard foam mattresses, etc. And yes, we offer that, but the best way, like I said, to choose the right sleeping surface is by lying down and actually experiencing the sleeping surface. And if a customer who has a precondition of a poor back or a back problem, they can definitely go to our stores and choose the right sleeping surface for themselves.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Ravi Gupta, there is one question that has come for you. India needs to think of empowering more trained professionals in establishing sleep labs, sleep studies, and especially in-home care for reviewing the progress, titrating NIVs, and further to that, counseling the patient for sleep hygiene. What are your views on it? Dr. Ravi Gupta, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, we do really agree for this. And the issue is, we are trying to tackle this problem. So ICSR regularly organizes the course for the sleep technicians to train them. The problem with the home study, there are certain problems with the home studies as of now in India because we don't have any regulation. So, if you look at the guidelines of the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, then the home sleep studies are limited to a specific kind of patients. And unfortunately, in India, we are doing it to all the patients. Second issue is what we come across in our sleep practice, that most of the people who are doing the sleep studies, unfortunately, they are the representatives from the industry or their partners, the down the lane, the distributors or any other person, and they are not trained to score and understand the sleep studies. So even after the home sleep study, they just prepare some computerized report, which is often wrong. And they are not actually well versed with the guidelines regarding the therapy that is to be done. So what I can say that at present, the business of the sleep medicine in India is actually haywire and it's unregulated. So yes, there is a need to regulate that, but we are already in touch with the government to impose some kind of regulations. But Another problem is if you look at the medical practice or as a whole, I mean, the government has has laid down the rules and the regulations, but we need the strict monitoring of them, and so it's a continuous and evolving process. So we all have to participate. We as the sleep professionals, the ISSR, as the society, then the National Medical Council as the supreme authority for the medical practice, and also all the people who are involved in this area, they have to come together and understand. And lastly and most importantly, the consumer, the patient has to be aware of what is happening with him. So unless the person, they themselves understand the need for the sleep study, they understand what kind of sleep study they need to get done, the things are not going to improve. But yes, as a society, we are playing our role.
Thank you, sir. So with that, we come to the end of the presentations and Q&A. Now, I would like to propose a vote of thanks to all the panelists, speakers, attendees, and our supporters and sponsors from the industry. Just to share with you, some attendance figures. I mean, combining the two Facebook handles that we operated today and the Zoom attendance, we have crossed 1100 attendees. So this is a very nice response. So what we are planning going forward, we are going to have at least 2, maybe 3 similar webinars in the run-up to the main event, the India Sleep Show, which is going to be in October. The dates are 22nd and 23rd of October. So before that, we will have some engagement, virtual engagement as well. But the aspects that we will cover will be, little different. Since this was World Sleep Day, so we wanted to involve the public. But next time, perhaps we will, in the next webinars, we will perhaps involve the businesses and the professionals, and maybe one more theme we will choose. We will announce that shortly. Now, coming to the main event, which is in October, India Sleep Show, as most of you are aware, is a very unique platform where we have brought together the entire sleep health ecosystem in this part of the world. We have some top line consumer focused companies already supporting the initiative. We have the scientific community already wholeheartedly supporting and guiding and steering the direction and the focus of the program. The structure of the event, which is in October, comprises of Sleep Tech Awards, a sleep exhibition, and a scientific program which will be for professionals and sleep technicians. A workshop for sleep technicians is another activity, and for the general public, we are going to have some really nice immersive program running parallelly with these technical and scientific conferences and seminars, and of course the exhibition is there. So that's about all. I would like to thank again and hope to meet all of you soon. Thank you very much for your support. Bye-bye.